All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Harikah Kudash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, and my elder Heroine as well. Salutations to the occupant that are pushing the truth to sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. I am Kanak San by Yasha Allah from the Lions and the Yasha Allah camp, and I just want to get into a quick lesson real quick dealing with this article. That the article says China threatens United States with strong and resolute response uh, if sanctioned over Ukraine. All right. So yeah. So basically, this is you know um this is you know the weak saying that I am strong, man. And the people like not really really wanting to put up with America's foolishness, man. Not letting them manipulate them with the dollar any longer, wanting to do bilateral deals instead of, you know what I'm saying, multilateral deals when it comes to trade anyway. So putting these sanctions on these nations dealing with the whole Russia-Ukraine issue is going to make these nations even more upset, you know. This is Joel chapter 3 verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into to spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right, and and that's what China's flexing their muscles right now, man. They're gonna start buying America's wolf tickets that they've been selling for all these years. So these other countries are gonna start buying them and cashing them bitches in and saying, what's up? What you want to do? All right. So none of these, all that bullying that America's been trying to do with the past with the dollar, it's not gonna amount up to a hill of beans anymore because these nations are tired of the dollar anyway, and they're tired of America. All right. So on in the article it says a Chinese government spokesperson warned last week that China could deliver a strong and resolute response if the United States sanctions China for its stance on the ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine. In a Thursday press conference, the Chinese state-run television station CCTV asked Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lejon Zehu to respond to U.S. criticism that it had not taken a strong response in condemning Russia's invasion on Ukraine. The Chinese official responded by saying those who accused China of standing on the sidelines on the Ukraine issue should ask themselves these questions. What roles have they played in this crisis? On the Ukraine issue, China has been independently making decisions in the spirit of objectivity and fairness and based on the merits of the matter itself. China has been playing a constructive part of the facilitating dialogue for peace, Zhou added. On the second day of the conflict, President Xi Jinping spoke to President Vladimir Putin on the phone upon invitation and expressed China's desire to see Russia and Ukraine hold peace talks as early as possible. Zhou concluded his remarks on the matter by saying, when dealing with the relations with Russia, the United States should not impose so-called sanctions and long-arm jurisdictions on Chinese companies and individuals or undermine the legitimate rights of and interests of China. Otherwise, China will make make a strong and resolute response. All right, so that strong and resolute response is the weak saying that I am strong. Like they're not going to bow down, and submit themselves unto America anymore. China has not yet provided direct military or financial support to Russia since the start of its Ukraine invasion, and the U.S. has not yet imposed any new sanctions on China in relation to the matter. In an interview with CNN on Sunday, 3 days after Zhou's comment, United States National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said the U.S. has already warned China against helping Russia evade a new helping Russia evade new sanctions from the international community after it launched its Ukraine invasion. We are communicating directly, privately to Beijing that there will absolutely be consequences for large-scale sanction evasion efforts or support to Russia to backfill them, Sullivan said. It says the Russian government has reportedly asked China to provide military equipment and economic support for its ongoing invasion and of its for its ongoing invasion of Russia. Well, it's supposed to be ongoing invasion of Ukraine. All right, U.S. officials recently told the New York Times, Financial Times, and the Washington Post that they are aware of Russia's request for Chinese aid. All three outlets reported that the United States officials declined to specifically to specify what types of military equipment Russia is requesting, with one citing the need to protect their methods of information collection. One source familiar with the alleged Russian request for support told Financial Times, it said there are some indication indications China is preparing to provide the requested assistance. They're, yeah, so China and Russia have already formed a little conglomerate of NATO. You know, like this is I think it's them, North Korea, China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran, if I'm not mistaken. So ultimately, China's going to come to the aid of Russia. And there's nothing that really America's going to be. They can try to impose sanctions. That's going to cause China to go into an all-out full war. And China has already said they were ready for that, especially dealing with the touchy subject of Taiwan. All right, it says all three outlets reported that the United States officials declined to specify what types of military equipment Russia is requesting, with one citing the need to protect their methods of information collection. One source familiar with the alleged Russian request for support told Financial Times and said there are some indications China is preparing to provide the assistance, the requested assistance. The official said the United States is in turn preparing to warn its allies if China does extend support to Russia. So who is the allies, meaning NATO? You know, telling NATO like, hey, we're gonna have to suit up. It says Russia's alleged requests for additional military equipment comes as the Ukrainian side has claimed to have damaged or destroyed 58 Russian planes, 83 helicopters, 362 tanks, and 1,205 armored vehicles of various types, 135 artillery pieces, 62 multiple launch rocket systems, and 33 anti-aircraft systems, 60 fuel tankers, 7 unmanned aerial vehicles, and 3 warships since the Russian invasion began. Alright? It says, I don't really know how true that is. They're trying to make it seem like Russia's over there losing the war when, man, Russia's not going to lose something in Ukraine, especially if Ukraine doesn't have any ground support or any type of really, really stabilized military support. It says in February, a Chinese media outlet appeared to accidentally leak information that advised the press to avoid sharing posts that are and favorable to Russia or favorable to the Western assessments of Russia's actions in Ukraine. The Washington Post has assessed that China is likely wary of fully supporting Russia's invasion of Ukraine, as China often cites issues of sovereignty in response to the criticism of its actions in its territories, such as Hong Kong and Xinjiang. The Washington Post in China likely wants to foster its ties with Russia, but avoid further deteriorating already strained relations with the West. Okay, wants to, I guess strengthen his ties with Russia, but not deteriorating the relationship that he had with the West. But the relationship with the West, like the United States, is already deteriorated. It's done. It says Ming Jing Wei, a commander and senior editor of for Xinhua Ho, these Chinese names, the official Chinese state press agency, said in a WeChat blog post last month. Simply put, China has to back Russia up with emotional and moral support while refraining from treading on the toes of the United States and the European Union. All right, so yeah, so and don't forget NATO. So that's the prime thing. So China wants to build up their alliance and everything with Russia, but not creating any more tensions with the West, European Union, United States, and NATO. But all this is being mustered up by Yahweh Shem Shai, and it's inevitable. But right now, the Most High is holding back the winds, holding back the destruction, because there's a couple more prophecies that got to play out before all hell breaks loose. You know. I just wanted to get on that real quick. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and served its purpose with that. Like say, Ka Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash Ma'abam. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and my elder here one as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. We're almost out of here. Shalom.